It's pronounced
Wait,
whooping.
is that diphtheria? What is whooping cough? Isn't that a generic name for it?
Yeah,
Is it,
that's why we have diphtheria shots.
isn't it for diphtheria? Isn't whooping cough diphtheria?
No, it isn't really diphtheria. It's a different, and it's pretty much under control because there's injections
your
against
phone.
it.
I'm going to ask my phone, 1 second.
Okay, so you got through that, but now there's some confusing stories. Do we want to clean them up now? What do you remember?
Oh, well, I remember I don't know, the memories have been coming back this year, unsought. I mean, sort of strange, and I burst out laughing at some of them.
Like what?
Well, like what was happening in the hospital, some of the things that wouldn't happen today, but some of the funny things that happened, like the one supervisor in obstetrics who she never confused my name, but Miss Wild became Miss Whirl and all these other things.
So you became a nurse.
Well, I became a nurse because we didn't have any money. Well, that's a long story, too. My mother
That's what we're here for.
was from a group that is apparently, I know that when they came to Israel, the people from that group, my one granddaughter who was working with them said, worst liars I ever met. They don't say really, they frequently do not tell the truth. They say what they think you want to hear.
Okay.
And that's what my mother was doing. She insisted that she had money to send me to college. She put it away. I said, how can you? It's impossible. Because the store was penny profit and very hard work, and, long hours. Oh, no, I have it. Well, which school, what? So, no, it didn't matter. So I was applied to the University of Pennsylvania, which was the
Fine
top one.
school. Fine school.
And a very good school. The Temple was really in its early days. Temple is now a state school in Philadelphia.
But they were both private. There was no public school in
No.
Philadelphia.
Okay.
Yes, there was no public. There was one, only one. There was one for, I think, optometrists, because two of the girls were in my physics class. There were 3 of us in the first semester, and we conferred because the boys knew more about the stuff that they were talking about. And I remember listening to a 2-period lecture and realized I didn't know what a piston was. First thing I did was to look it up when I came home, figure it out, and then we conferred over the phone.
And this was at University of Pennsylvania?
No, this was high school.
Oh, high school.
She was in
High school.
Go
she
ahead.
was into this. She wanted to be a doctor.
Yeah.
Well, that's the only thing I really regret, because I had such an opportunity and I didn't.
She was trying to practice. You were trying to learn, take all these scholarship tests, and she was studying all the time, and her mother didn't.
No, I wasn't. Well, scholarship, I wasn't really doing that at all.
I thought they didn't have a scholarship.
They didn't. There were scholarships, but I had the opportunity. I don't know why, but I was a senior in nursing school, 3-year program, and I was giving a treatment to a physician who was a patient. He
Okay.
had some nasal resection. I was doing compresses. What we were talking about, I have no idea at all. I don't remember. But he stopped me in the hall the week afterwards and said he had stopped in the office and checked my grades, which were good. And he was planning to retire, and he believed in encouraging women. And he wanted me to go to medical school and take over his practice.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And he was the chief, one of the chiefs of pediatrics.
You graduated salutarian of your nursing school?
What?
You were salutarian of your nursing school? You came in second?
Salutary. You were the one who talked at your graduation.
At your graduation in nursing school?
No,
Oh, you didn't have.
no. My essay was read, I was very happy to have it read by somebody else. But,
Were you salutarian in nursing school?
oh, I was president of the activities group.
So
Everybody knew
But you
who
were
it
your
so-
was.
grade point average was like number one, number
Number
two?
No, it was actually number 2 because my roommate was always about a point or a half a point ahead of me, which we weren't in competition at all.
But in high school, you weren't she was salutarian.
No, I didn't, I don't think I was. I don't
You used to
remember
tell me
being.
that.
Uh,
She was a really good student in high school too.
So we're, right. So what we're gonna do after this first session is I'll transcribe it, edit it, and send it to you guys, and we'll clean it up.
Okay.
Oh, I
But-
know what happened. I know what
you-
happened
you-
was, the fellow I was seeing a good deal of in high school had me in some of the strangest things, like the Peace Club. I should have been in the
Okay,
current
but-
events when I
No,
look
but
back.
Mom, you were saying before, you had applied in college, in high school, there was the story that you used to tell me that, you were studying because there were certain tests or scholarships you could apply for and stuff to have money for college, because you thought there was no money for college. And you used to tell me that Grandma finally said she was afraid you're gonna get ill from studying so much, and she didn't want you to study so much, and she told you there was money for college. Do you remember this? And it
Well,
was.
I studied because I
No,
wanted to study.
But there was
She's
scholarships.
talking about a scholarship.
She
So
worked
did you
for
apply for
scholarships, so you would go to
scholarships?
university and you were gonna apply for all these scholarships, whatever you needed to do, or take these tests for them, so you could go to college, because you didn't think there was money. But then your mother came to you because she didn't want you making yourself sick from working so hard, and said, no, there's money, I have money for college.
It didn't stop me from studying.
Well,
No,
okay, we're just trying to
Talking-
find out,
No,
did your
listen.
mom have money or not?
No.
she
Okay.
didn't, and it wasn't until she went to register for U Penn that she found out there was no money.
And it wasted $15, which was a lot of money
So
in those days.
right, so you went to University of Penn to
She did.
register,
I didn't
yeah.
go.
and there was no money, so then what did you do?
Well, then I said, to heck with this. I spoke with there were 3 nurses who rented an apartment right near the store, and they were customers, and we talked with them. And my mother had some idea of going to New York. I think she wanted to go to New York. I said, I don't know, I only know one person.
There was free college in New York.
What?
College, they had Hunter College then. City
Believe me,
College
that
free.
was not her point of that.
Okay.
And what I did was my mother went back sold the store. She went back and
Was your dad dead?
yeah, my father died
Died
at
when you were
59.
17, right?
Okay,
Yes,
okay, we can go through that
it
later.
was my senior year in high
Oh,
school.
my goodness, how painful.
However, I was very fortunate. In those days, they had the teachers. It was hard for everybody to find a job, and I had a mentor at high school who was by training. There were 2 of the same backgrounds, engineers. They were chemical engineering, sort of, very well educated. He was very well read, and he became my mentor. I was in it for 2 years in the chemistry club. I did my chemistry teacher actually was not very good, but I learned from him, for the 2 of them, and so I did a something in the classroom on potassium, and which is very dramatic because if you take it out of a liquid, it bursts into flames. So you finish with a dramatic touch.
You liked the dramatic touch, huh?
Well, it was obvious that this would hold their interest. And yes, so I did that, and as I say, Mr. Fay was wonderful because he was very well read, and he became my mentor. He critiqued my writing, and
And that was all in high school.
This was all in high school. I don't know what I'd have done without him.
So let's get to registration. There was no money.
Well, what I did was I spoke with 3 nurses that rented an apartment, which is right almost next door to our store. And they came in and they said, well, you go right here. This is a good school. And it was called then the Jewish Hospital. It became the Albert Einstein Medical Center. They could get
Very
aid
good.
later. That was after I left.
And it was free?
Well, no, it costs something like $69 to go in. You first semester you have work at the school and at the hospital, and you were a student for the first semester at Temple Temple College. I don't think it was a university then. And it became one, and it became a state school.
So you went and you took classes as well as work.
Where'd you get the $69?
We had that much money we could manage, and the and after that you didn't. I mean, we had a stipend.
Stipend?
They provided books, uniforms, room and board,
And you worked at the hospital
and you worked your way through school.
Because it was, it wasn't until my age that they started requiring nurses to have bachelor's degrees. So was this, you were becoming a
You didn't have
licensed
to have a
nurse?
bachelor's
You
degree.
don't have that one now. You can get
Really?
RN 2 years still in the community colleges.
Okay.
Yeah, there's in this case we were provided medical care, dental care, room and board, uniforms,
It was a 3-year
books.
program.
What?
It was a 3-year program.
It was a 3-year program,
Okay.
and you
Cool.
progressed up various.
So did your mom sell the store and move to New York, or did she stay
Oh
around?
no, the store wouldn't bring much because we didn't own it. It was rented.
Okay.
The building. But she sold it. It was a killer for hours, and
And then she moved to Cleveland.
she moved back to be near her family.
Okay. Okay.
And why she wanted New York at various times, I don't know. But well, she had studied corsetry,
Oh.
and in New York, and so she may have had some. May have known some
Yeah.
people I
Corset,
didn't know.
making corsets?
Oh yes, in those days you were supposed to. Women were.
Oh yeah, I wasn't part of those days, but yeah.
Neither were we.
Yeah,
Neither was
so
Mom, really.
Well, actually, she said, well, she was going to give me what was it? Just an elastic thing. Well, as it happened, I later I realized what caused it.
What caused it?
Well, when I had whooping cough, I thought I was born with this hiatal hernia, which didn't show at all. Now I've developed another one, which is not fat. And they said, well, you can press something there. No, you can't, because the underneath one then sends up everything through the hiatal hernia, and you can't breathe.
yeah, not good.
So,
Not good. So, what was your specialty as a nurse?
well, I was, for some crazy reason, I was quite interested in rehabilitation. And I did which didn't do my back any good because I was lifting a lot, too much.
I'm an occupational therapist,
Oh,
and then I became also a Feldenkrais practitioner. Moshe Feldenkrais was a
Oh.
brilliant
Yeah,
physicist.
Yes, I've heard.
my cousins, who my mom raised, partially, first wife became a Feldenkrais.
Yeah, he was brilliant. He was brilliant. He was in Russia and made as a very, he made his way via Paris and then Israel when it was just becoming
Yeah, I
a
heard
state.
it works, that they use it a lot with horses, too.
Use what?
Feldenkrais method. So rehabilitation, is that what you did for all of your nursing career?
no, I did various things.
Okay.
And, well, let's see, what did I do first? Oh, we all went, 5 of us went to the Hospital for Contagious Diseases, and they were furious with me. The war was on, and they wanted me to stay and be a head nurse. I hated administration.
Right.
And so and we didn't have ward clerks. The head nurse did everything. And I thought,
No
They're
cushy
paid
job
hard.
for you, huh?
And
Yeah,
they're paid
no, I did-
horribly then.
Oh,
and I wasn't very happy with that sort of thing because it was, well, maddening.
Right.
So,
right.
and but really, it was, we had a good education, though.
Good.
And Hannah, my roommate, and I were the two top students. Nothing was fair. The two top students in the smaller schools were the ones who went out on public health with the Visiting Nurse Society, and they were the only ones who went. And I figured that even if it was just 6 weeks, it was a very valuable.
Right.
And they would have hired me. I had a disagreement with them and didn't.
Visiting Nurses
They
Association.
want, yes, I was supposed to.
Uh,
I thought
Oh, she did.
I was hired, to go, and then we had an argument. They were right and I was wrong. I didn't realize that in Philadelphia, here there was no such thing as a uniform, but there was, and the reason for it I found out later, and I thought, well, this coat's perfectly good. Why do I have to buy a new one? Well, they had it with the mafia. We were under the protection of the mafia.
Wow.
Can you find her?
Wow.
She's on the right side. I think. If I can remember.
Do you know where you are in this picture?
Oh, sure, I know
Right.
exactly where I am.
Show us where you and where Hannah is.
Somebody put a thing up there or something.
Oh, so is this you?
Oh, she's on the
That's
left
me.
side.
No, that's definitely her.
That's you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's Hannah?
Where is Hannah? She should be on this side, I think.
Are you alphabetical or something?
No,
Height or
I
just
don't
where you're
think height
standing?
was one. Here's Hannah.
This one right there?
Yeah, look, that one, that's Hannah. And we were the two top students.
It's hard to recognize. You can probably see her more looking like us than her now.
And we were,
Look, this is her first
and
time.
that was
It's the
the
only.
directress of
this
nursing
isn't her
whom I
anymore, but-
disliked intensely. This was my
There's my
closest
daughter.
friend, actually.
Look,
Very good.
and that was their first time for in 3 years.
Wow.
Wait, she did it now? Is this now?
Yeah, this was she just did it on Tuesday.
So bring back good memories.
Oh, yes.
Just
There were,
not to compete.
we